This project was needed because we needed additional outside storage space. So we had to convert a grassy area to concrete and gravel. And as a result of increasing our impervious area, we also had to increase the size of this detention basin in order to accommodate the additional flow. Link-Belt is a good corporate citizen and wants to comply with the state and local requirements for both construction and post-construction. That parallels our philosophy of the company towards the environment, which is exemplified by the fact that we have an environmental policy and an environmental management system. And the intent of those is to minimize the causes of flooding that might occur, as well as minimize the impacts on the environment. And that's what we're trying to do here.
We're going to expand this catch basin, as you can see by the way it's marked out, and we'll be adding storage space up on the hill. We'll be using concrete and gravel, and our drainage does end up in this retention basin. So the need for this was required. This project down here should last approximately 2 months. We'll actually be regrading the area and opening up the lower part of the retention basin to the required depth and width to accept the water runoff from up on the hill. It'll exit through the outlet at the corner of Palumbo and Todd's, and it eventually ends up in East Hickman.
I was contacted by Tony, Mr. Luttrell. They were wanting to add some additional storage, impervious area further back in the site. As a result of that, due to regulations, LFUCG, and just the good neighbor rules of not increasing the peak runoff onto your neighbors or the downstream watershed. As a result, we have to modify this existing detention basin to allow the additional water that will be coming this direction. After some minor internal rerouting, it will allow this water to be stored and not increase the peak runoff out of the system. Basically, it was a relatively simple process of just determining a new grading strategy to regrade this basin to allow for the additional water storage. All that was turned into calculations, turned into the city, the typical review process through engineering, which is then what gives us the ability to be able to do the work and allow them to get the additional material storage area that they need to build their product. Typically what happens and happened with this process, I will prepare the work as best I understand the regulations, which fortunately after having done this work in this town for several years, I'm getting better at it. Not perfect yet, but getting better. Turn it in. You get typically a list of comments back, a few corrections, forms, applications that need to be turned in as the varying project. Each project is a little bit different, so there'll be a different form, different application, and things like that. So just working through that process with engineering, it's pretty straightforward, and they're very helpful, as far as getting me the stuff that I need to get these guys moving so they can do their work.